So, show of hands, how many of you are engineers here? Oh yeah, bad question. So how many of you are civil engineers here? I see one hand, probably one and a half, somebody is shy. Okay, I'm a civil engineer by the way. How many are software engineers? Yeah. Now, isn't it irony? A civil engineer coming and teaching software engineers what is digital economy? Okay, let me not teach you anything today. I'm going to share my journey into the digital economy. So I see, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to share some of my stories, how I got into a software engineering or how I'm part of this digital economy, how am I making any difference to the digital economy. So my story starts with the first picture. The girl in the picture is me, by the way. It's January 1981. My mother decided she wanted a girl, but I'm the only boy at home. So she got me into the costumes, took me to a photo studio nearby. It's called Ajanta Photo Studio. I have to wait for the photographer to be available. It's not my style of wearing dress anyway. So I was itchy and flowers, bindi. So I still have to wait for the photographer to be available, take picture. And after that, the episode is done, we still have to wait for 3 more weeks to get the pictures in hand. There's a picture roll involved, there's an analog photo involved, there is a development, there is a negative, there is a lot of processing that is involved. So once we got these pictures 3 weeks later, another 3 weeks to share it to the family, because there are people living somewhere around. We have to send a physical mail to them. How many of you guys can relate? I'm not sure if you can, because you guys, oh yeah, few. Some of my age guys are there. That's good. So moving 24 years or so, that the picture, the young guy is still me. So I used to live in London. A friend of mine helping me take some pictures around London, and the pictures were available in the evening. It was a digital camera. I was able to load it into my laptop and share it to my friends and family on email. Again, 2005, no Facebook around there, okay? So bear with me. So more like me, 2018, that's me actually. That's how I look now. So looking at the transformation, as you can see, the picture was taken from my mobile. If you can think about it, there is no photo, there is no camera. My hand is like, selfie I was taking. There is no photographer, there is no camera. My mobile is my camera. So if you look back, 30 odd years, a lot changed. So much of transformation that happened. If you think of the softer aspects of it, what happened to the people who made those cameras or made those film rolls or made those things happen? Where are those dark rooms, right? So where the negative is processed. I'm not sure why there's so much positive energy, but they call it as positive memories, but they still call it as a negative. I'm not sure of why. So once think about the softer aspects, right? What happened to those people? So I'll give you 2 examples, right? So we are on the same page so far, right? We are on the same page of there is a transformation that is happening, and we are calling it as a digital. So moving on, so I'll tell you 2 examples. Now, we all agree that we have to move ahead with digital or transformation or things like that. So first example is how a company, which is Kodak. How many of you heard a company called Kodak? Yeah, so many. So Kodak at its peak had 140,000 employees. So 140,000 employees. They used to sell 90% of the roll, the negative, what we are seeing there, and 85% of the cameras. So that's a merry moment for them. It's a Kodak moment for them, right? Now, but what happened? Today, they are about 6,000 employees. They went bankrupt. What happened? What's wrong? They did not adapt to the technology. So they are the first people to make an analog camera, but they are unable to keep up with the trend in technology, and they failed miserably. Just think about it. A company of that size coming down to the knees just because they didn't follow the technological trends. But you might be wondering, what happened to the Ajanta photo studio I've taken a picture in 1981? They took technology seriously. They are now called New Ajanta Digital Studio. They still are around in Suryapet. They have, their logo says, we can take pictures from your mobile phone, from your memory card, from your Instagram accounts or from Facebook. That, my friends, is digital economy. So moving on, digital economy refers to the economy that uses digital computing and technologies. That's as simple as I can find on Wikipedia, but that serves the purpose. So if you can think back in the examples, Kodak failed, Ajanta Photo Studio passed in that sense, right? All right. So, it's all good. I'm a civil engineer. How did I end up as a software engineer and then trying to talk here on digital? So the other story for different reasons. But so let's start with what happened in 2013 January. I was taking an interview at this one company. So how many of you have taken interviews? Show of hands, please. Yeah, few. Only few. Yeah, you will be there. You will get there. I'm sure you will get there. So there will be a feeling, once you pass your first round, second round, third round, you're talking to the director, you thought, that's it, I'm going to get this job. But that guy said, throw a googly at you, and you have no idea what to say. That exactly happened to me. He asked me one question. He said, tell me about, you have already 10, 12 year experience, I see, as an architect. Tell me about digital economy. How are you going to monetize the product that you're going to make? I have no idea. I have no idea what he's talking about. But I convinced him that I'm going to make sure I do something about it, and convinced him to get a job. Now, in the next 3 years in the company, we did some amazing things. That is what I'm going to share some of my experiences with you. Now, we heard from a couple of other speakers also, millennials. Who are these guys? Why do we even need these economies, digitalized economy? What's wrong with the economy that we used to have old? These are the people who are born between 80 and 2000. I'm sure, show of hands, anybody? I'm not, so yeah, only few? No, I think most of them, 80% I would say. So they grew up alongside the technology. These are the first people who saw Facebooks, Twitters, how to use them, how to monetize them. We have saw a couple of speakers do that. But main importantly, these are the people who want to make a difference, who are confident. More than anything else, they have extremely high expectations. Extremely high expectations. How many of you play PUBG? Yeah. So think about this, okay? Think about this. You and there is another opponent. Only 2 people left. Of all the 100 people, only 2 people left. You are in a winning position. You have a clear shot to take, and your app is not responding. Think about that moment, guys. We can't wait. We need it now. This is the now generation. Even if you think about it, this is the kind of state of mind we are today. We don't want to wait. So how many of you wait for a few seconds to app to respond? I don't wait. No? So, sure? But not many, right? So we want now. How did market responded to this change? How did market responded to this change? So think about it. How many of you use Ola? I use Ola, yeah? So how many of you, probably, right? So if not for your favorite heroes, how many of you go to a movie first day, first show? Anybody? Yeah? If not for your favorite actor, okay? First we'll go online, check the ratings. Second we go to book my show, make sure you get as far as possible seats, and then go. Now what are we doing? The market has responded to these newer technologies, newer trends that are happening. And if you think about it, right? So how many of you went to a bank recently to do any transaction? I stopped going to my bank. My bank is my smartphone, right? So think about Amazons of the world. They are selling everything, right? Everything online. Why should I even go to a store? They even started a pantry. So I don't even have to go for get sugar. I'll wait for day, sugar will come. So the market has responded pretty quickly to these trends. I already told you that I'm a civil engineer. Right? So as a civil engineer, first thing I have done proudly and greatly, did a Java course for 6 months. Anybody? Yeah, I don't think so today, right? So the last course I have done 6 weeks back is on blockchain. I was sitting in my my living room in pyjamas, did online. That's a trend that is going on. So we have to move on with the trend. We have to move on with the technology. It's all good, but what is India doing? As Shirisha mentioned, Sundar Pichai said, India is going to be the next digital economy, right? So why India? Because we have customers. We have 1 billion customers. So that's a trend. So if you think about this, we always were ahead of the curve when it is about technology. Remember last year, we brought down WhatsApp twice. Not just once, twice. We did nothing wrong. We sent good morning messages and we did wish Happy New Year. That's all. And the servers crashed down like they have never seen before. And we have forced WhatsApp to start a new feature called status message. Anybody use status message? Yeah? So we are forcing people to think out of the box to come up with a trend. So status message is a trend. If you think about it, my first trip to Chennai, about 10 years back, I have to argue with the auto driver because I have no idea what he's talking because of the language barrier. I need to go somewhere, I have no clue how to go. There's no Google days, by the way, okay? There's no Google Maps. So how much I should pay? Negotiation, I have no idea. We were arguing in, I'm talking in Hindi, Telugu, he's talking in Tamil. There's a lot of issue. But if you think about it now, the last year I think, Ola came to rescue. No negotiations, no asking for addresses, no stopping somewhere, no negotiation, no. So it's a breeze. So we just have to get in. I can just book online and go. So it made it so simple, that we should be able to take advantage of these technologies. If you think about it, right? It's all good. We are always trend, we are good in technology, cutting edge and all that. But there is always a question in everybody's mind. Is a common Indian ready for a cashless economy? If you think about it, we are good in using technology and everything, but what we are not good at is using electronic cash. We are not really good at. We are not there probably today also. But what had changed in 2016 November with the demonetization? Thank you. Things have changed, right? So there is always a question: are people ready? Are people ready? Paytm, right? So we all use Paytm. They tripled their subscriptions the next day. That itself answered that question, and we digitally leapfrogged into the new economy. So this is all good, right? So if you think about some of the statistics, where we are, future is all digital. Everything is going to be. So today, market value is about 430 billion, moving to $1 trillion. So 30 million jobs in next few years. Some of the challenges, right? So some of the challenges, if you see, there's a Wi-Fi rollout is not there. So every challenge, we have to convert that into an opportunity. So there is no Wi-Fi. App came up with a 1 Gbps fiber lines. Stores, some of the small and medium stores are still worried about their connectivity. They are working on it. Smartphones, feature smartphones, I would say, couple of years back, I would say last year, we didn't have a feature phone which cost about 2,000, 3,000, but Jio has taken that advantage and came to the market. So always there is an inherent trust. Can I buy online, and what happens if I don't get the things, right? So Amazon came up with a brilliant idea, cash on delivery. Don't worry, you order, once you get it, pay us. And cryptocurrency. So this is one story that I would like to say here, right? So in 2000, there's a cryptocurrency programmer who ordered 2 large pizzas for 10,000 bitcoins. So that day, the worth of those coins are about $30. Well, $15 pizza, that's pretty okay. on that line. But today, if you think, after 8 years, it's about $63 million. So today's currency value, about 440 crores. So what was he trying to do? He was trying to make sure that new currency is coming, it is being utilized. So it's going to come to use one day, and that day is today. So we are already using bitcoins and other currencies. So all of this is good. All of this is good, my journey, all of this is good. But as an individual, what is in it for you? Right? If you think about going back, 2010, go back, right? So 2010, we have a lot of booming on e-commerce, 2015, lot of boom on cryptocurrencies and whatnot. And now we are talking digital economy and all that. Some people want it to happen. Others want to make it happen. And rest of them wonder what happened. Where are you guys going to be? Right? So I'll leave this with a small thought, small exercise that I want you to try it out. Just list down things that take a day or 2 days. List down all the things that you can look at around. See how can you take those things and convert into opportunities. Let's say anything that can convert into digitalization. Any simple things that you're doing, how can we digitalize them? How can we use it to our growth, right? Who knows? You are the one going to take India one step closer to the digital economy. Thank you very much.